if we can teach the people how to do the composting, just the composting, we don't have to have them do the biochar, but if they can make 200 kilograms of compost daily, which isn't that hard. That's just 8 25 kilogram sacks of compost. And you can make probably 1,000 kilograms of compost here in the Philippines. If you have a water source, you can do that in about 8 days. You can make a pretty good compost. And if we can get people to make a compost, we can then purchase it from them for 5 pesos per kilo. And so 200 kilos of compost is going to net them about 1,000 pesos. And that's double what most people are making here in the Philippines. And it's really not that hard to make compost. You just take your garbage and you take all of the dry material, the sawdust, the leaves.
Everything is free.
It's all free. You just have to know how to...
Free from the nature.
Free from the nature, you just have to know how to do it. And since 30% of the people up here are involved in farming, we can get the farmers up here to where they're making 5,000 to 10,000 pesos a day, and we can get the employees getting an income of probably right around 1,000 pesos per day. And that will change life here in the Philippines, and that is our goal. Because we know that health is the most important thing, but people tend to neglect their health if they don't have the means to support their health. They have to have an environment that's conducive to health. And so our main goal here right now is give people the power to take care of their health, because you can see that if you learn how to compost, it's only going to be maybe 2 or 3 hours of work on a daily basis, and that's going to net you $20 a day, which again, that's double the amount of money here that the average person makes. There are people, and that includes highly educated people. I know some teachers here that are making less than 4,000 pesos a month. And I know caregivers up here in the Philippines who are taking care of families for the more wealthier people. And these people are making 4,000 pesos a month or less. And that includes teachers. Teachers and engineers and such who are working here and there. They don't have steady jobs. And they just don't have a reliable income. The people here who are making it have a little bit of land, and so we're going to take these landowners and show them how easy it is to make this composting. You make this beautiful terra preta soil, and it's an investment because terra preta soil lasts hundreds of years. I believe the terra preta soil down there in the Amazon rainforest where they discovered it has been around for 5,000 years. And this is a man-made soil. And it's really not that hard to make. You just take compost, if you want to accelerate the process. You make compost and then you make this biochar. And our biochar mixture is going to be, when we add it to our compost, we're going to have about a 10% activated biochar. And they say 2 to 5% is good enough. But we want a higher quality biochar because we can afford to do it. And our biochar will sell for much less than it does there in the United States. Because it's easier for us to make. She's getting the small wood, small sticks. You see that fire starting to get hot again. As the fire gets hotter, the smoke will burn off. And then as the oxygen hits the top layer of it, it will start to form potash, ash. And you can see that gray ash on the top. And when we see the gray ash on the top, then we add more wood. So we'll burn up all of this wood. We've got that big wood pile back there. We got all of this wood here. And then next week the boys will go around and collect more wood. Here's another little project we got going over here. This is going to be our bamboo soaking pit. We will soak the bamboo in this little trough here. We'll fill this up with water after we get this finished. We got to add a little bit more cement to the sides and the bottom, and then we're going to seal it up. Then the bamboo again here is free, so we'll go out there and we'll get the bamboo. We'll cut it down into 12 feet sections. It's about 4 meters long, and then we'll treat it with boric acid and borax. You use the combination of borax and boric acid, and you get a treated bamboo that will last a lifetime. Here's our little garden made strictly with compost. There is no biochar in this, but we'll grow a little bit in here, and then we'll now one of the things we do is we cover our gardens with cardboard because the sun kills the organisms in the top layer of soil. Here's our eggshells back here. We get these eggshells basically for 5 pesos per bag, which is about a dime. So we get all of those eggshells, and then we're just crunching them up, and we feed them to our chickens, and we're going to add it to some of our soil mixtures. Here's our little kombucha tea that we're making here that we feed to our worms, and they produce this. The worms produce this nice runoff. Here we've got our worms in here, and we feed them. These are the African night crawlers. We feed them nice cow poop mixture here. Let's see if I can get some worms down in there. Yeah, see those little worms, and then they make that beautiful vermicast, and then we add that vermicast. Bunch of worms there on top. Those are our little 24-hour workers, 24 hours, 7 days a week, and they double about every 3 months. They're worth about 2,000 to 5,000 pesos per kilo. We've got 3 buckets, and we'll eventually expand those and just keep scaling up. And then as we teach the farmers around here how to do the composting, we'll give them starter worms and show them how to go out and collect the worms, so they can do this all on their own. See, the nice thing about this is now all of your food growing with this beautiful terra preta soil needs no chemical fertilizers. It's all organic. Your plants are going to grow to be as healthy as they would with fertilizers, but they're not going to have any of the chemicals, and of course the fertilizers are also killing the organisms in the soil. These little pots here, we're making clay, and we'll fire that clay up hard, and then we'll add that to some of our soil mixtures, because clay has the property of capillary action. The hard clay is hard to grow a garden in, so we want the dry clay because it has a better capillary action. It also oxygenates the soil deep down inside. So when it rains, and during the summer months you don't have much rain here in the Philippines, and so things tend to dry out. So even though we live in a subtropical climate, there's about 3 or 4 months when the rain, you just don't have enough of it, and then people lose a lot of their products because they don't have the water to grow. Oh, look here. This is a little natural cucumber that grows around here. Just that little cucumber right there. Those are the tastiest little cucumbers. And they're crunchy and juicy and sweet.
So baby, look. There's a passion fruit now.
Oh yeah.
Where's the other one?
I love those passion fruits.
There's a lot of
I don't even think we've had those for a year now, have we?
Nah.
No. We just we got a little vine of passion fruits. Jeanette did here almost a year ago, I think, and she put it in the ground, and now they've just gone crazy.
Stoppable.
That little pile of biochar there is going to be worth. It's like black gold, baby. We'll sell it. That alone, that biochar, is worth about 50 pesos per liter, about $1 per liter. And when we fire this little pit up once a week, we get about 300 to 400 liters of this charcoal. And then we just sprinkle it around. We do little experiments with it. Eventually we'll start bagging it up and selling it. We've got a friend of ours who's got 5 hectares of land, and we're working with him to expand our operation. And of course this is all done through our Humanistic Corporation. It's an NGO, non-government organization. We are a non-profit organization, and our goal is all geared toward improving the environment and improving the human condition. We found that, you see how that wood there, it's starting to turn to ash now. And so she will throw more of that wood on there. Now we met a fellow here from the United States. He's a young man in his late 40s, and his wife also, and they bought a place up here. Actually, I think they bought it 4 or 5 years ago, and now he's starting to develop that land. And he's going to have a little Airbnb type thing, a little bed and breakfast, and it looks like it's going to be a really nice place. And he's got about a hectare of land up there, and we showed him the little biochar making that we've got here, and we'll teach him the composting so that he can start his own little biochar production and get his property beautified. And of course, the more people we can teach this method to, the more it will spread. Pretty soon you'll have everybody here in the Philippines making biochar and composting all of that way. And human waste is a great source of nitrogen. And you can compost that human waste and put it on your garden after about a year, but you can compost that human waste and turn it into an excellent compost in about 1 or 2 months, and then put it on the bamboo, which you use for building materials. So you don't have to worry about getting that in your garden. You can simply use it for building materials. And of course, bamboo is probably the wood that's going to change the world here. It's really just a grass. It's like a woody type grass. And the amazing thing about the bamboo is it grows so rapidly. Some of the bamboo around here grows 3 feet in 1 day. And it gets to be about 20 meters high. Once you have your independence, you're golden. If you can take care of yourself and become self-sufficient. And of course, our goal is to help people become financially self-sufficient so that they can care for themselves better and their families. We believe that strong families create strong communities, and strong communities create good societies. And strong strong, good societies that work well together, get along well with other strong, good societies. And that way everybody can do whatever they want as long as they're cooperating and working with other people and having a good life. You have what you call aggressive attitude. Aggressive attitude means that you go out and do the work. You show that you're grateful. You don't just talk about it. You don't pray or hope. You actually go out there and take action. That's how you show your gratitude. You do your tasks. You're going to have a little income. You'll develop some independence. And then once you have the independence, you can start caring better for your psychological, your mental health, your physical health. You can learn the foods to eat. You don't have to get all hooked up in the bad drug habit, feeling miserable and sorry for yourself, separating yourself from the world. You can interact with other people and have a good time. Tomorrow we're going to have a really good time. It's our friend Jimmy's birthday. We call him Kuya Jaime. That's brother Jimmy in English. And then he's going to be 71 years old. And we'll have a nice big party, a fiesta.
Thanksgiving.
It's going to be like a Thanksgiving. And as I'm an intermittent faster, and so is Jeanette, every day is Thanksgiving for us. I do alternate day fasting, so I eat once every other day, just one meal a day. And Jeanette eats one meal a day, usually within a 4 to 6 hour window. So she might eat at usually about 1 or 2 o'clock, and then she finishes all of her food up before 7 o'clock, usually before 6 o'clock. And she also does the alternate day fasting with me. And when we do alternate day fasting, we drink nothing but water. That's it. We do a complete water fast. And yeah, it's a discipline. It's not easy to do, but it's one of the ways that we delay gratification. We discipline ourselves. And it's also a way to demonstrate gratitude. And then when you do eat, oh my God, the food tastes so good. Masarap.